Hello, in today's video I'll be talking about why timing matters, because I know that there are times where you are taking trades and they look perfect but they still end up failing. The setup was there, the analysis was right, you just know that, oh, this is it, but the trade still didn't play out right. Sometimes the problem isn't about the setup, sometimes the problem is timing. In this video, I will explain why timing matters and how you can improve and how that can actually help improve your decision making whilst entering a trade. Um, you can use TradingView for your charts. You can use Exness as a broker. I'll drop the link in the description, and also don't forget to subscribe. Well, the first question will be, what is timing in trading? Timing is understanding when the market is most likely to give quality opportunities, not just any trade. The quality ones, the one that is worth the time, the effort, the setup. You understand? And the good setup is very important, but a good setup at the wrong time can still fail and lead to a losing trade. The market behaves differently throughout the day, which is, if you one of my videos I talked about sessions. There's timing to when there's a lot of momentum in the market. So if those timing we put into consideration while waiting for setups or while executing a trade, it will actually be of good help. So why timing matters? The market moves because buyers and sellers are active, and the activity is what drives the momentum, whether bearish or bullish. So if it's sometimes the price may be slow, sometimes it may be fast, sometimes it may be unclear, sometimes it will be manipulative moves, and all of this has to also do with timing. And most people don't even know that this also has to do with timing, and then you just feel like, oh, because you have your setup and price got to tap into it, it's the right time to execute the trade, and then price decides to tap into it, consolidate a little, sweep out liquidity again for the second time, maybe after you waited for the first time. All of this can happen, and is why sessions really matters. And I have talked about sessions already. We have the London session, the New York session, the Asian session, and I also mentioned in that video that session overlapping is one of the very, very best time to trade because it has the strongest market movement. And I talked about London and New York sessions having to lap over each other, which is usually around 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. There's a lap between London and New York session at that time, which is a great timing because there's momentum, there's high activities, there's a lot of liquidity in the market. So all of these things, if you put them into consideration, you have good setups, you have good strategy. I don't even believe there's bad strategy. I just believe timing, confirmation, and all of those things could actually affect the way your strategy works for you, and you wouldn't even know. You'll just end up jumping from strategies to strategies and end up thinking it's either you're not perfect or you don't know what you're doing. You start to feel like you're not doing enough or you don't know enough. And most times that's not even the case. It's just timing, and you need to work on your timing, because liquidity sweep, like I already mentioned earlier, could actually be one of your very biggest enemy when taking a trade. Permit me to use that word. Because, like I said, liquidity sweep often happens during active market periods, like very, very active market periods. And when this happens, market participants are present to create meaning out of this. So liquidity sweep during active sessions are more significant than a similar move during a quiet market period. Do you understand? So timing, another thing is timing and confirmation, which I already said. You see a demand zone, you see a supply zone, you see a fair value gap, an order block, and many of you just immediately believe, depending on if it's bearish or bullish, that you're supposed to take a trade particularly to a particular direction because of what you found. And you end up disregarding the fact that there are other things you need to look into: the time, the session, confirmation, your structure, the momentum, you have to also see the kind of momentum that's in the market. Most people will say it's price action. You have to see price action, how price action is behaving for you to even consider if this setup that it looks good. But if price action is not good, that setup might likely be a losing one. Price might tap in, move towards the right direction for a while, and then reverse and then hit your stop loss, and boom, you're out. And you feel like, oh my god, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. And that's not even the case. You just have to know how to read the market. It's not just about reading the candles. You also have to read the market. You have to look and realize that, oh, there's no momentum right now. Nothing is really happening. I don't think it's a good time. Even if this price does tap into my entry level, there's not going to be momentum to push it towards the direction I'm expecting price to go towards. So you're just going to know that at this time, you either be in floating profits or floating loss, and it's not good. And most times after situations like that, price might want to sweep liquidity again before going towards the direction, and then it stops you out. So you have to consider all of these things while you're entering the trade. They're very, very important. And many beginners want to just trade all day, force setups, ignore sessions, ignore market conditions. Most don't even know how to read the market clearly yet, but they're just everywhere. They're trying to trade, they're just thinking about the money, and in the process they just keep losing and losing and losing, which is bad because it can actually mess up your emotions and affect your decision making in trading. So you have to always be ready to pick quality over quantity, few trades. Imagine you take 2 trades and all 2 trades go right. That's quality because you have good setups, you take just 2 trades and they all go right. Quality over quantity. And then you take 10 setups because you want to just trade and feel that's how it's supposed to be done. And then you take 10 trades and then you lose 8, you win 2. I know it's not, sometimes it's impossible to lose 8 trades, but like most times you would have a losing streak back to back. You would have a losing streak. There are certain moments or times in the market where you can lose all 10 trades like that. All 10 trades. And you know what's going to even make it worse is that, let's say at the 5th trade, you would be so driven by your emotions that you forget to stay disciplined. You even forget what you're doing. You forget the confirmations. You just want to hit it and hit it. You just want to revenge trade. And that's a very big trap. So you have to know how to guard your emotions and guard your trades, guard your capital, because the longer you can preserve your capital, the longer you stay in the game. And when good days come, you'll be able to eat from it. When bad days come, you'll be able to protect yourself from it. And that's just really how it is. You know? So you just have to put all of this into consideration. Before you take a trade, you ask yourself, is this the right setup? Is it the right time? Is it the best session? You know? You just have to combine all of these things because timing is an important part of trading that is mostly overlooked. Very overlooked. It's a part of trading that is very overlooked. It's not even something that people talk about so often, and it's something that affects people very often than they even know. So many traders will only focus on setups while ignoring the setups. They will only focus on setups, while ignoring the confirmation, the timing. This is mainly about timing. So you have to understand timing, improve your patience, discipline, and overall you have to stay consistent. And when I say consistent, I don't mean you have to take trades even where there are no trades. Take trades where there are trades. And don't force trades. If you don't see nothing, don't try to look for something. I use myself as an example. When I open my chart and I go from the weekly to the daily to the 4 hours, and I don't see nothing on the 4, I get most of my trade. I already know what I'm going to do on my daily time frame. I already know if I'm selling or I'm buying on my daily time frame. I already know if I'm not going to sell or buy on my daily time frame. And then anything that takes me to the 4 hours to the 1 hour is just for confirmation entry. Those are the only things I go down there to look for. And sometimes my 4 hours too can also be a time frame where I'll also get what I'm going to trade, and then go to my 1 hour, and then and then go to my 1 hour and then refine the trade and my entry level. Do you understand? So I just tell people that if I go to the 4 hours, the daily, and I don't see what I'm supposed to be trading already, I don't go any further. I don't go any further because there's lots of noise down there. There are people that trade down there and they do it perfectly. For me, I believe it's noise because everything that's going to happen there is going to happen up here. You're going to know why it's happening. You're going to see it clearly. And going down there is just for confirmation. That's all. So I use myself as an example. When I go to those 4 hours and daily and I don't see nothing, I step out of the market. I step out, I let my charts be. I come back to check probably the next day because it's a daily time frame. So one candle has to close for the other to happen, 4 hours, 5 candles has to happen. So I just stay away from it, knowing that, okay, there's nothing much to do here anymore. I just leave it. So you don't have to force trades. You don't have to force trades. You look at your chart. One thing as a trader, when you look at your chart and you can't see the direction, you can't see anything, don't force nothing. There's nothing happening there. You end up either being lucky, the word I use, lucky. And trade should not be a game of luck. It should not be a thing of luck. It should be a thing of certainty. You're certain that this is gonna happen, and most times those certainties can become uncertain at the end of the day. But let it be out of, yes, this is what's gonna happen. Not I think. No, not I think. Don't trade with I think. Don't have your trades coming up based on you are hoping, you're thinking, you are anticipating. Maybe it's gonna happen like this. Maybe it's gonna happen like that. Don't be that person. This is gonna happen this way and that way because price is here, price is there, this high is there, this low is there. Be certain. That's how you should sound when you're trading or explaining your trades to someone. So I think that's really all that you really need to know. There's not so much to why trade as to why timing is very important. I think I've said enough. So yeah, do have a nice day and don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for other amazing videos like this. And I'll also drop the link in my description for Exness and TradingView. Do well to make use of it. Bye guys.